Well, everybody, welcome to Doris's event. And first, we want to say congratulations. She is celebrating 12 years in business with Divine Divas Ministry. So, congratulations, Doris. Awesome job.
Thank
I am one
you.
of her business partners, her marketing coach, and her friend. So, we've been friends for quite a while now, and we are working together. And I'm excited to see her business grow as well because when she's successful, so will I be. So will we all be who partners with her. But anyways, I'm going to introduce her. You all know her. This is Doris Hughes Green. She is the dynamic CEO and founder of Divine Divas Ministries LLC, where she passionately empowers individuals to break generational curses and foster personal growth. Oh, and foster personal growth. Um, as a devoted mother to her son, Carlos Spencer, who is 43 years old and requires total care, Doris cherishes the miraculous moments that they share. At the age of 32, Carlos spoke a complete sentence for the very first time, uttering the words, "I don't know," in response to a question that she had asked. An incredible miracle that deepened Doris's faith and determination. For a decade, Doris hosted the New Beginnings radio show, where she inspired countless listeners with her insights and uplifting messages. In January of 2024, she transitioned from the radio to focus on her new podcast, Let's Grow Together, where she continues her mission of breaking generational curses through education and motivation. An accomplished author, Doris has published 4 books, including her latest work, From Cotton Picking to Dream Weaving. Her creativity and entrepreneurial spirit have led her to establish 3 additional companies over the years, allowing her to collaborate and partner with like minded individuals. Currently, Doris is hard at work on her 5th book and documentary that chronicles her life story, Growing Together, Breaking Generational Curses. With her unique vision and unwavering dedication, Doris Hughes Green stands as a beacon of hope and inspiration. Join us in celebrating her remarkable journey. Here she is, the one and only Doris Hughes Green.
Wow, thank you so much, Valerie. What a beautiful introduction there. All right, now, I hope y'all got something from that, but I'm going to tell you, God did it all for me. So today we are going to be discussing the secrets to your success. And I will be sharing how it worked for me through 61 miracles. Now, I want you to know the secret to your success is nobody but God. And the reason I feel this way, because I am anointed, I realize God gave me a powerful gift. And that gift is to speak knowledge, speak things that be not as though it were. The Bible says that. But yet nobody really expounds on this. So, I took it to heart. I said, well, the word said you can say it and it'll happen. But what people are failing is they are saying, but then they are not doing. See, God can't move no parked car. Of course, a catastrophe will, but in peace and speaking things and praying and asking, and I need this and I want that. Whatever you pray for, you're supposed to put that in action and move towards what you ask. But a lot of people don't know this. This is why they are stuck. So God gave me a vision. Actually, I prayed and asked him, show me what to do, because I knew I had this passion inside of me. And I also knew that Carlos was sweet and lovable and everybody liked him. It took me quite a few years. I had to sit back and realize, wait a minute. You trying to tell me something, and he's trying to tell all of us something. But the thing is, the enemy got so much action going on that people can't see it. So now that I've put together a great organization, Divine Divas Ministries, LLC, we're not a church. But a lot of people mistaken me for a church. I says, no, we are workers of kingdom. Jesus said to go out, teach these people. Well, you know, I had to think, what in the world are we going to teach them? And I got to thinking, these people need to know what's going on in the world. That food, eating the right food. We need to live longer. A lot of people don't know what to eat. They're perishing for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6, it says that. So I sat there and I prayed. I said, show me what to do. First of all, he put me on the radio. I said, oh, Lord, now I'm getting ready to start talking now, because I had already been a guest on the radio. And as a guest on the radio, I had decided that I'm going to, no, somebody told me after I was a guest, said, you know, they got a radio show open and you should go check it out. Well, 7 months later, after being a guest on the radio, April 29th, 2012, 7 months to the T, November after Thanksgiving, 2012, I'm sitting in the same studio that I was in, talking to the man about doing my own show. And he says, I think you would be good at it, Doris. So January 2013, I started on the air. New beginnings was the theme of the message. And for 10 years, I sat there and prophesied a message that was coming out of me, telling the world what God's getting ready to do. I said, now, Lord, you're going to have to show up. These folks are watching. God showed up, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, it has not been a stressful ride. It has been a ride of beauty. So he's given me a vision, and now all I got to do is find an army, a movement, and we all getting ready to open our spiritual hearts up under this ministry. And God is going to bless your words. Just like in Jeremiah 29:11, he says, I have a plan for you, not to harm you, but for you to have prosperity, a life of happiness and joy. And if you read 12 and 13, it is amazing what it says. It says, you reach out to God and surely he will be there to provide for you. See, people are not knowledgeable of the word. So however it is that we are going to help these people, God is going to use our voices as a message to connect with the people. So I want to thank you guys for being here on my show today. This is the beginning of it. We will be collaborating. We are going to be sending them information out, because there's no need of a lot of us going into these buildings unless we're doing something locally. When that pandemic came, and what we're doing right now is what the world needs. We need to be in front of them, even though we don't even know each other. We haven't even touched each other. But spiritually, this is what is needed today. So thank you guys for being here and being a part of this great adventure that God put on my heart. And I thank God for him answering my prayers, because I told him, Lord, I'll do the work. You send me the people. Hi, people. There's going to be plenty more. You just watch. Okay, so let me get to, we are ready for Debbie. Yay. Okay, so it's time for Debbie to come on. And Valerie will be introducing you, Debbie. So we can't wait to hear what you have to share today.
All right. So we are going to be hearing Debbie. Am I saying your last name right? Is it Sluice?
You got it, Sluice, yeah.
Sluice. Okay. Who's going to share with us how to activate your vision. Looking forward to that. But Debbie Sluice is the founder of Dare to Declare, is a coach, trainer, and a speaker who specializes in helping people expand their brain's potential to see what is possible for their future with vision boards. As a former child care director, Debbie has studied personal development for over 30 years and has facilitated and witnessed science at work by guiding over 1,000 clients to identify and declare their vision both online and in person, in her Dare to Declare studio. Her mission and life purpose is to support women to declare their truth and create the life of their dreams. Debbie is the host of the Dare to Declare podcast, where giant manifestors come to share how they turn their visions and goals into reality. And right now, she lives in Ontario, Canada. So, everybody, please put your hands together and welcome Debbie Blues.
Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you so much. It is hard to follow your energy, Doris.
Well, I'm giving it
gonna
away.
like ramp it up. Okay. I love it. So because you're preaching, though, here's a fun fact. I'm a PK, I'm a preacher's kid. So I wasn't on the pulpit, but I definitely was in church every day, every Sunday, listening to my dad. And actually, my grandpa, in Dutch we call opa, he was also a preacher. So I come from a line of preachers, but yeah, I love your style. It's
That's
beautiful.
where I pick up your spirituality, because I can see the energy of joy. See, I can tell God's people when I see them, because there's a joy, there's an aura that shows among us. I see that. And I also heard it in your voice, because I just met Debbie, you guys, and I met her on Facebook, just to let y'all know that people are out there to connect. So
yeah, we connected through a mutual friend. I think she said, you two need to know each other. So
sure did.
it was right away.
It was on Facebook, but you were referred, and that is what we do. We want to tell people about each other. We ain't gonna worry about who gonna make this and who gonna make that. Just put the people together. God is running this show, and there shouldn't be no jealousy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, well, Debbie, thank you.
Now I have an option if you want. I do have slides in behind here, a PowerPoint. But I can do it without too.
Well, no, she shared. Can you share the screen? Do we need to do that? Valerie got it.
Yeah.
Let us know. She'll hook you up.
Okay. Did everybody see that?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
At least I do.
All right. So that's me. And yeah, we're going to talk about activating your dreams. And so as Doris said, I am a believer. And so I'm going to throw in some texts in here from the Bible, but we are his workmanship, created in Jesus Christ for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. So I want you to ask yourself, why did you come to this summit? What made you decide to sign up, to take one of your most precious resources, which is time, on a Friday? For me, it's afternoon. But why did you decide that you were going to invest in that today? And so I want you to turn that into your first declaration. So whatever you thought, like, oh, I want to learn some more. I want to be in Doris's energy. I want to meet other like-minded people. Whatever your reason was, commit to that. I will what? I will have my mind open to learn. I will, connect with other people through the chat. I will be open to see what's possible. So in my talk, and certainly probably subsequent ones, you're probably going to hear things that you already know, because there's nothing new. Everything has been spoken. We're just putting pieces together. But I want you to understand that oftentimes it takes at least 7, if not more times, to hear something for it to land. And what we're going to talk about with manifestation, and I'm going to talk about that word, how sometimes that word gets kind of a bad rap in the Christian or believer community, but that it actually changes your brain with repetition of thought. So by Doris saying her piece, by me reiterating it again here on this talk, as you listen, as you take it in, as you allow it to raise your vibration, you actually are physically changing your brain. Now that's scientific, that's neuroscience. And so let's allow yourself for these next couple of hours to, if there is some things that you already know, understand that the repetition is also part of your growth. So this is a little bit about me. This is my handsome husband. And we've been married for 34 years, and these are our 3 grandchildren. And so we have 4 adult children. I have a set of twins, identical twin daughters. My other 2, my youngest and my oldest, are both boys, men. And yeah, as I said, I lived in Ontario. I also served as a childcare director for 30 plus years. So I was a not-for-profit multi-site organization. I led a team of about 75. You can see there in the bottom, that's part of my team. And 6 years ago, I began this company called Dare to Declare. I love the name of my company. Like, declare truth, declare what it is that you desire, declare, like, speak your future, right? Create your future from your future, all of that. The only problem that I have with declaring is when I had a logo on the side of my car and I was trying to cross the border into the United States. The border guards didn't like that I was daring to declare. They were wondering what I was going to be declaring. So, but otherwise, I love that name. So we're going to cherry pick one part of your journey today, and I'm going to just really specifically talk about visioning. And people interchange these words, so I just want to give you some clarity. So if you don't have a notebook, you might want to just go grab a piece of paper and some notes, grab a pen, grab some water, because you're going to want to take some notes. So let's discover how God is directing your life. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I would say the first 3/4 of my life, I have been on autopilot, meaning it's like somebody else has been driving the vehicle. I've just been listening to my teachers, listening to my pastor, listening to my husband, listening to my employer. Like, I just was following what I thought everyone else wanted me to do. I also suffered childhood trauma. That's actually, like Doris, I was part of a book as well, and I shared my personal story. But I'll just share one thing with you, for example, when we talk about fears. So I'm adopted. I was adopted at 5 months old, and my mother wasn't able to take care of me, so she put me into the adoption system. I was in a foster home for 5 months. And the story my parents tell when I arrived at their door through Children's Aid was that I was dirty, I was tired, my tongue was hanging out of my mouth, and I just did not look well. And so I heard that story over and over again as part of my origin story, so to speak. Now, my parents are great people. Like, they didn't mean to cause me harm. But it wasn't until my grandson was born 5 years ago and I saw his cherub little face. It wasn't even my own kids, it was my grandson. And I saw his cherub little face, his little chubby cheeks, and his, that baby smell, so good. And I was like, oh, you are just perfect, like straight from heaven. That I realized that when I put the version of myself as a baby and my grandson side by side, I have been operating from the raggedy baby syndrome, like the raggedy baby idea that I am a raggedy baby and that I've been trying to prove myself. So, that how that showed up was, as a little girl, I always wanted people's attention. As a teenager, I always, was dressing in a way that would get boys' attention. As an employee, I was always trying to outperform my colleagues to get attention, because I didn't want to have my identity being that raggedy baby. So that's just one thing, but it's until we unroot those things, those fears, those lies that the deceiver plants, that we can create space for what's next, which is our purpose. So what is your true purpose? Our purpose is our why. Now, maybe you've seen the TED Talk with Simon Sinek. If you haven't, I would highly recommend you go check him out. He talks about people not buying what you sell, but why you sell it. People don't buy what you sell, they buy why you do it. So what is your why? Why do you want to be successful? We were talking earlier, I loved how Ellen was talking about the money and how it's already there. So your purpose, here's the beautiful thing. The purpose is your essence. It's the authentic version of you. It's that your why is probably pretty much the way that it's always been since you were a child. Like, it's in you, your why. Your vision, however, will continue to morph and change and grow. Your vision can be big, and in fact, it should be big. And people often interchange vision and goals because they just do. They don't have an understanding of the difference between the two. But vision is something that God can only accomplish in your life. It's bigger than you. Like, you don't know the how. Goals are chunking down the vision and saying, okay, so here's the steps, here's the habits I'm going to change. That action that Doris is talking about, here's how I'm going to get into action and create goals small habits I'm going to change every day to get me towards that bigger vision. Now, I was talking earlier about manifestation and universal laws. And sometimes Christians get like, I don't know about all this. Well, I'll tell you what. Here, I'm going to drop my pen. That's a universal law that you just witnessed. The law of gravity. Nobody disputes that. The law of gravity is the law of gravity. It works every single time. What I do dispute is the memes and the teaching out there that the universe has your back. That is phony baloney. The universe has no consciousness. This pen, and if it was something heavier, will drop every single time. That's why it's a law, but it will not go all of a sudden to the side because it's going to hurt me. Like if it falls on my foot, it's not going to be like, oh, I got your back, girl. Don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you. No, no, no. That's God. So, but the universal laws, when we put them into action, which if you've ever seen the movie The Secret, that's what The Secret is. The Secret are universal laws. When we understand the universal laws, then as believers, we get to access them. And the realization of them, like when they actually come to fruition, that's called manifestation. It's just a description of what happens when you access universal laws. But all the credit, all the glory goes to God. Okay. Everybody still with me? Yeah? Okay.
Yes,
I'm fire hosing you.
You're doing great.
Okay, just fire hosing you with lots of information. Okay. So then we get into action, and then it's like rinse and repeat, because your goalposts, so to speak, for vision and goals is going to continue to move. Because if you've ever had it where it's like, let's say, you really wanted this beautiful car. I drive a Porsche. I mean, if you would have told me I drive a Porsche, I'd be like, what? Like I was in childcare, most underpaid, undervalued profession in society, basically. And yeah, I manifested and giving all the glory to God, this Porsche, but I love it. And in fact, I was just at an appointment and I had a couple that was wandering around my car and they're like, we love your car. Because it's bright blue, by the way, it's Miami blue. So it stands out. And I do too. And it's super fun to drive. But does it give me the butterflies that it did when I first drove it off the lot? Not anymore. So I'm on to the next, right? Like what's next? You're going to continue to grow your vision. Okay. So often people think that fear, our biggest fear, is failure. It's not failure. It's actually deeper than that. If you think of an infant, when you cradle an infant, let's say you pick a baby up, what's the first thing they do? They flail their arms, right? Like, right? And we know, like I've had 4 babies, like the way that infants, when you take them home from the hospital, that they sleep best is when they're swaddled, like nice and tight so that they feel really like supported. Well, we have that inner child within us. Our biggest fear is that we will be unsupported. We will be alone. We'll be out on the street. We won't have shelter. We won't have that. That's our biggest fear. And yet as Christians, we don't need to fear. We don't need to fear that because the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. And so, the movie The Secret talks about the secret. No, we have the secret. We have the creator of all as our father. And so we are so blessed. So I just wanted to bring up around the fear and around digging out what might be holding you down, might be keeping you small, just like with me with the raggedy baby. I mean, when that occurred to me, I was able to replace that story. I was able to say, I am not a raggedy baby. In fact, I'm a daughter of the King. And I was born exactly the way that I was supposed to. And I'm in the exact right family that I'm supposed to. And I'm in exactly the position where God put me. And all praise to him. So when you can switch the narrative, then you get a clearing for creating that powerful vision. Now, this might sound all great. And you're like, okay, Deb, but you don't know my life. I've had major challenges. Maybe you've been very ill, or maybe you've had, trouble in relationships, whatever the situation might be. I mean, think of the hurricanes that just destroyed so much of the United States. That's the E, which is the event. We all have events in our life. But most people, like default, go from event to outcome. So this event happened, so this must be my outcome. That's what society says. If this happens, you know, he cheats on you, or, you know, you lose your job, or, well, then I guess this must be my outcome. And what people forget, and what I did for most of my life, is forget the R, which is my responsibility, which is my response. My response is my responsibility. And that might sound harsh to go, well, I don't want to be responsible. No, you're not responsible for the events. You're responsible for your response. And your response carries more weight to the outcome than actually the event does itself. And so this is Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And I went to see him because he's the godfather of vision boards. If you look up vision boards online, he inevitably comes up. He's the co-author for Chicken Soup for the Soul, as I said, and the Success Principles. And so I flew to Boston in the spring of 2018, sat in the cheap seats, absorbed everything he was saying. And I was like, oh my word, I am all in. Like, I love this guy. Like, I mean, seriously, my husband's like, should I be worried? Like, I'm such a big fan because he's the real deal. He's wonderful. And so I wrote in my workbook that day when I sat there in Boston in 2018, I will do a big training with Jack Canfield. Closed my book. And then I got to work, like Doris was talking about. I mean, I didn't just like la la la. No, I hired a coach. I got into high level coaching. I started to go on Zoom and do my vision boards online. I had a global platform all of a sudden. Then I realized, wow, there's lots of coaches who say that they want this training. Okay, so I created an academy where I now train trainers. And then I got contacted by Jack's team. And they said, would you like to be part of our Success TV series? So within only 3 years, I flew to Santa Barbara in the middle of the pandemic, sat down with Jack at his home, and he interviewed me for the Success TV. And I showed him my workbook, and he was pretty excited about that. And since then, I've actually done more work with him. And last year in California, I have my own vision board magazine, because I created all the products, and they actually used it in their training in California last year for their clients. So that's how this works. It's about the response. So purpose, that which you're good at. It's like the Ikigai, if you haven't seen that before. It's a cross section. What are you good at? And a lot of people step over this. I talk to a lot of people that are wanting to launch a new business, and they just go like, they follow the money. Oh, I heard that it's really good to work with women who are stuck or something, or they'll say, I want to help teenagers. But it's like, but what is your talent? What's your gift? What are you good at? And then what do you love to do? Because it's going to get hard, my friend. Like, entrepreneurship is not for the lighthearted. Like, it is like, it's sometimes like you need persistence. So you better be passionate about it. You better love it. And then the third thing is, what does the world need? Can you find a pain point, and to use marketing language? Can you find a gap? Can you find something that people say, man, somebody should invent that. Somebody should do something about that. Well, you get to be that somebody. And then lastly, is it something you can get paid for? So trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. So I believe that creating a vision board is actually an act of worship. So I am here to disrupt what's happening in secular society around vision boards. I think secular and New Age has hijacked biblical principles. This is actually an act of worship. Now, I'm going to be as bold to say that because for any of you who have children, and if you have, or nieces and nephews, you'll know that when their birthday comes around or Christmas comes around, you want to buy them something that they really love and like. I don't want to just go to the dollar store and buy my children junk. I'd rather spend money on all the budget on one gift that I know is going to light them up. Like, that's what I want. I want my children to light up. Why? Because I love them. And so this is what we get to do, is that we have one life. We've been gifted one life. And so if we just take this life that God's given, our Heavenly Father, and go, toss it in the closet, so to speak, and not use it, how does that glorify our Heavenly Father? He wants to give us, his children, what it is that we desire. If it wasn't so, he wouldn't have given us the Lord's Prayer. We've been given the Lord's Prayer to ask for our daily food, ask for our daily bread. I've actually gotten, since I actually created a planner too, just this is the front of it. It's got cherries. And I've been thinking about cherry on top, the cherry on top. I love that phrase. You know what the vision board is? The vision board is the cherry on top. We do have everything we need. You're sitting here, so I know that you've had food today, you've gotten rest, you're in a safe place. So we do have our basic needs taken care of. And we get to ask for what it is that we want from our Heavenly Father, because he loves to gift his children. And so it is the cherry on top, which means it's like a demonstration of gratitude to our Father to say, Lord, thank you so much for everything you've given. And this is the cherry on top, this beautiful home that you've gifted me. Make sense? Oh, and then Matthew 25, 14 to 30 has the parable of the owner, and he gives the gifts. He gives the money to 3 of his servants, 5, 2, and 1. And the one with the 5, he doubles it. The one with the 2 doubles it. What does the one with the 1 do? They bury it because they're afraid. That's not what we're supposed to do with his life. He was reprimanded, the one with the 1. The owner disciplined and took that and gave it to the other. We are to take what we have and multiply. And we do so by getting focused and accessing universal laws. So getting clear, what do you want? And do you know that actually statistics show that when you write down a goal, you're 42% more likely to have it come to fruition. When you add images to it, it's 65% more likely to manifest. And when you get accountability, like this group that Doris has just created for you, 95% more likely to manifest. So manifestation, think of it like this little word picture. So if you look at this just straight on, it looks like 2 little mice eating little cookies, right? Wonderful. This is what most people go through life. They just see the mice, they see the cookies, they don't see anything else. But when you create a vision for what it is that you want, and when you get specific and focused in clarity, it becomes like the key. See the little descriptors at the bottom? See the little TP and birds and so forth? Well, when you have those, you all of a sudden see what is in the world right around you. Ellen is exactly right. It doesn't need to come from afar. The money's already there. I wouldn't even say it's in someone else's pocket. It's already, there's so much. I don't need to take out of somebody else's pocket. The abundance is there. I know what you mean though, Ellen. So it doesn't, and even the law of attraction, I find is a bit of a misconception, like that it's got to travel from somewhere. No, we just got to take our blinders off. We got to stop and have this broader God view of all that is around us. So how do we do that? Well, we get quiet to get clear. Discover, where is it that you're inspired? I'm inspired every morning when I'm in the shower. Inevitably, I get the best ideas. I jump out of the shower, I got to write them down. I'm so pumped up first thing in the morning. So decide, where is that for you? Is it going on a walk? Is it first thing, or maybe it's at night, depending on who you are, your personality. But praying is talking to God, but meditating is listening to the answers. I love that Doris said, I asked him what I needed to do. Like, ask. Not just asking him for things, but ask for direction, and he will answer you. But you need to get quiet, because if you're always talking, always busy, like he's talking to you, but you're not hearing it. So how much time do I have left, Valerie? Am I done, kind of?
We only had like 15 minutes, so.
Pardon?
But you're okay. You're okay.
Well, I can stop here.
Okay.
I'll just go through. I'll just finish up here, and then I'll be done. This will be my last slide.
That way people have time for questions or comments as well.
Yes.
Okay. So most people think of a vision and vision boards as, what do I want to have? What do I need to do to have that stuff? And then someday, when I retire, when I cash in my pension, when I'm 65 or whatever, then I'll be happy. It's the other way around. So this is where the vision board, the way that I offer it, is unique in that who do you get to be? The person that is worthy, that authentic version of you, the best version of you, who's giving to others, who's serving others, who's in their highest purpose, who's fulfilling their why. That person, that's what gets reflected on the board. So in all of the areas on the board, you imagine yourself as the highest version of yourself. Then the doing is the goal setting, and the have, this is the beautiful thing. You don't have to chase anything, because the have is up to God. You just have to hold your hands open and be in gratitude for all things that he's sending to you. Because the beautiful thing is, you can ask for something, but what's received is always bigger and better, because it comes from God. It comes from the divine. So it's always bigger and better. So I'll leave off with this. I love Priscilla. So she says, God has gone before us so we can walk in the future that he has for us.
Wow. Girl, that's beautiful. Ooh, I'm telling you, that's some deep talk you talking there, sister. I know God sent you to me. See, y'all don't know. Just be still. The people are coming. You are hitting on the head everything you said, Debbie. I was over here like the action part that you described. Action means new beginnings. God is the creator of everything new. Everything you said falls right into place with the vision that I'm seeing. And I'm really proud of you. I'm glad I know you too. So does anybody have any questions to ask Debbie? Go
Not
ahead,
so
Mary.
much question.
I love vision boards. They work.
Mhm.
Over the years I've done like just 3 or 4, but they do work. And so, do you have a vision board workshop coming up? Or
So to answer your question, I've got one that you can do on your own. And you could even, it's a fun thing to do going into the new year if you want to do it with loved ones. I have an Amazon, like my magazine is only $19 on Amazon. And at the back, it has a QR code for the course. This is like a $500 value.
so you can get the magazine on Amazon, you said?
Yeah,
And-
so the Dare to Declare Vision Board magazine, it's in the
Dare to-
Canadian and American Amazon. It's print on demand there, so it'll be like super quick. And then just check the back. And this is like, it's self-directed course. It's me. I videotaped it professionally 5 years ago in my studio. It's 8 chapters, 30 lessons. They're like 5-minute short little videos. And then feel free to hop on a call with me and I'll help you declare it.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
This was great. I was taking notes like crazy over here.
Oh,
So,
good.
thank
Oh,
you.
good.
Ellen.
Yes, I wanted to tell Debbie that was a wonderful presentation that you did. And I relate to you because I am also an adoptee. I was given up for adoption 2 days. They took me from the hospital.
Wow.
Unfortunately, God's divine intervention decided that God would take my mother when I was 11 and my adoptive father when I was 16.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. However, growing up, you go, oh, why me? Why me? I must be a bad kid. That's why I'm being punished. And I didn't have anybody to help correct that. So the first the earlier part of my life was with a lot of incorrect thinking, a lot of self-sabotaging. And then at 43, I was blessed to be introduced to what I am doing right now. And so, and I turned 70 last month, and then I'm moving forward. I was like, big 70, yay, I'm alive and COVID free.
You're
But
amazing.
thank you. So, I love what I do. And you got me to think when you were talking about having principles and that law of attraction and everything. And I've always remembered somebody telling me techniques are many, principles are few. Techniques will vary, principles never do. And so when you do your business based on principles, you cannot go wrong, and you will always be able to achieve a lot in your life because principles never change. So yeah.
Thank you for
Okay,
that.
2 cents worth.
Boy, this is so nice, the comments and everything. I'm just so blessed. Debbie, that was nice. Anybody else? Debbie, I want to do some workshops with you because that's what we do in here. We do nothing but events. This right here is an event. So get in y'all heads. From now on, it will be events. I was watching a program the other day, and it says if you really want to heal this world, community, get out there in that community. Oh, I hear stuff and I be like, yeah, that sounds real good. All of us have a community around us. As we get bigger, we're going to spread like wildfire. You know why? Because I have already spoken it. And if I said it, everything I say, he honors it. So that's very exciting. Okay, did you want to say something, Ellen?
Oh, you said if I said it, I said, then you've declared it.
Exactly. If I say something, I'm gonna go do it. The criminals been doing it all that dadgum live. And we gotta go teach them criminals. Let's change your dynamic and do the right thing and go do it. This is what needs to be taught, because if the people don't know this, then there's a spirit out there that's really running rampant. And we getting ready to destroy it, says the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so excited. Anybody else? Before we move to the next speaker?
Actually,
No?
it's funny you talk about criminals. I just met a young criminal attorney, and he helps defense criminals. And he said, Ellen, I need to connect with you because when I help the criminals, whatever their sentence, whatever, I want you to come and help them to educate them about money so they become financially independent and they don't go
Hallelujah.
back to the bad things that they're doing. He said, I don't want them to come back. So I said, absolutely, I'll be here. I don't discriminate. I said, everybody needs money. Everybody needs to understand it, how to work it, how to develop it, how to manifest it. And I'll be happy to help them.
Wow, that is a beautiful testimony there. Education is the key. If we would have done as Jesus told us many, many moons ago to go out and teach, I think the world would have been better. But we're going to try this challenge. We're going to take it to the people. We're going to let the people choose. Everybody might not want to change, but we're going to the one that does. And God, see, a lot of people say, oh, these people don't want to hear what you got to say. That was Mississippi. I said, I'm about to get tired of y'all saying this. I said, when did y'all die on the cross to become Jesus, to make them choices that set them down? You don't know what, when you go out here and speak, you don't know what God is doing when these people are hearing from us. So we're getting ready to do it, and I'm very excited. So now I get to introduce my very first business partner, Valerie Harris. I am going to tell you a little bit about Valerie. Valerie L. Harris, better known as Coach Valley Girl, is a dynamic business branding, social media, and email marketing strategy coach. As the president, founder, and CMO of Various Marketing, she empowers entrepreneurs to take control of their time and untether themselves from their computers through effective digital marketing strategies. A military brat, Val's upbringing as a daughter of a U.S. Marine dad and an Air Force mom shaped her adaptability and resilience, which she brings to her coaching. Valerie is the proud co-author of She Grows Stronger, launching in March of 2025, and her first solo book, Becoming a Time Freedom Freak, Mastering the Art of Thriving Through Outsourcing, which launches in February of 2025. Believe it or not, Val is a first-degree Black belt in Okinawa karate, right? I said it right, I guess. She can also
Okay, now, and you're good. You're good.
Okay. She can also speak and write in Japanese. Now, I bet y'all didn't know that, did you? I didn't either. I'm so impressed with everybody. Accolades she proudly earned while living in Okinawa, Japan. She also graduated high school in Okinawa, Japan, and lives with her retired Navy sailor of 31 years. And together they have 3 amazing adult children and 1 adorable grandson. Val's passion is to teach entrepreneurs how to show up effectively online to achieve the ultimate goal of time freedom. Let's give a warm welcome to Coach Valley Girl, Valerie L. Harris. Welcome, Valerie. Thank you, Val, for
Doris.
being a part of my life and taking my vision and coming with me. I appreciate that. So, Valerie, it is your time to let us know what you need to let the people know.
All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen as well. Now, if, whoever was on yesterday, if you weren't on, that's okay. You can watch the video. I talked a lot about time freedom. Hence the book Time Freedom Freak. That it's really important to me that we be effective and show up and make good money and serve our community, but also have the time to do the things that we want to do with the people we want to do it. Today, though, I'm going to flip it on how to effectively market yourself, purposefully marketing yourself using your brand message and things like that. So I'm going to share my screen all about that really quickly. Hold on just a second, because I always go really slow with this part. Okay. And all you got to do is just let me know if you see it. It says purpose-driven marketing. Just give me a thumbs up. Does everybody see it? And can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So purpose-driven marketing, sharing your message with impact is what I'm going to talk about today. And here's the agenda, like really quickly: the essence of your purpose-driven marketing, crafting your purpose statement, identifying your target audience, building an impactful marketing strategy, and measuring impact and success. And then I'll do a conclusion and any questions or anything like that later. But really quick, this is me. This is my family. That's my husband there. Love the guy. He's like my favorite human. Seriously. I love my kids, but I love him differently. Those are my 3 adult children. My son over here, he's in the U.S. Marines. He joined just recently. My daughter's married. That's her child, my grandson. And this is my youngest, Jordan, who's still with us because he has autism due to a brain injury back when he was a child. But he's, he'll be 18 next week, and he's doing good, and he's such a great kid. And I put Seattle. I do not live in Seattle, but I live near it. So I put that because a lot of people, if I say Bremerton, Washington, they're like, what's that? Never heard of it. So Seattle, there you go. Close to it. Let's see. These are the few things that I'm proud of that I've accomplished. If you're on Alignable, you've probably seen these badges here that I've gotten. My Friday Focus is something I'm really proud of. It's a YouTube series I do twice a month, talking about various things for business, marketing, email marketing, whatever, that I think would help your business. I do that. And I'm turning that into a podcast next year on Spotify. So I'm excited about that. My AIM strategy is proprietary. I created it last year, and it's a social media marketing system showing entrepreneurs how to show up effectively on social media, only using 3 types of posts: attraction, informative, and motivating. So proud of that. And I'm really proud to be a member of the Meta Business Leaders Network. I don't know how you feel about Facebook, Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, but it's personally been great for my business. And every year they send a few hundred small business owners from across the United States, fully paid trip to Washington, D.C. to speak to our congressmen and women on laws that affect small business owner, especially when it comes to digital marketing. So I've been honored to ask twice now to go to these events, and that's me, and all of these female entrepreneurs are from Washington State on the steps of the Capitol. So we have a great time, and our meetings with our congressmen and women very successful. We have regular dialogue with them now, which is exciting. And I'm also featured in various media news outlets about what we did with Meta. So those are just things I'm proud of. But let's get to the nitty gritty. The essence of purpose-driven marketing. So at its core, this approach aligns your business strategies with your core values and mission. It's about creating meaningful connections with your audience based on things you believe in. If you're not connected, I'm going off this, not going to read it. You guys can read it yourself. But if you're not connected with your audience on a spiritual level, emotional level, then you're not going to, they're not going to want to work with you. Seriously, it's that way. And I tell people, I'll get to this in a minute. You can do this. Don't do it right now, but do it on your time off. People always wonder, well, who is my ideal client? Who is my ideal audience? I don't know who that is. Go get up, go in a bathroom, or go find a mirror, or ladies, get your compact out. Look in the mirror. That's your ideal client. 90% of the time, your ideal audience, your client, the people who you're trying to reach are people who are just like you. I worked with a woman who does weight loss, and she's weight loss, looking for women over 50 who want to lose weight, feel better, have a better healthy life and things like that. Women over 50. But guess what? She was a woman over 50 who went through a weight loss and health journey. So of course, so your ideal, most of the time, your ideal audience is someone who is just like you. If that makes it easier for you, that's a shortcut. But as entrepreneurs, we have the opportunity to inspire change. Doris inspires all of us all the time, every day. Drive impact while achieving your business goals with purpose-driven marketing. And be unapologetic about it. Speak who you are. Talk the way you talk. Act the way you act. Don't try to put on a front or a persona that's not you. If you're wild and crazy, be wild and crazy. I know a lot of entrepreneurs who like to use, the F-bombs, the bad words and stuff. That's not me. But I know a lot who do. And one even wrote a book about it with F word right on the front of the book. But that's her. She stays true to herself. A lot of people say, "Ooh, you shouldn't do that in your business." When she speaks, F words are flying everywhere. But she still commands the audience. She has a lot of clients and she gets respect because she's being true to herself. So you got to do the same. Be true. That's why I'm Valley Girl. I'm 1980s decade personified. I'm a total Valley Girl. I'm like, oh my God, okay. Totally. I like to say the word like a lot. If you haven't noticed, well, pay attention. That's one of my favorite words, like and awesome. So I'm Coach Valley Girl. That nickname came to me in high school and it stuck. I love it. So I'm using it because that's who I am. But crafting your purpose statement, a lot of people don't even know what that is. So let's talk about it. This is your North Star, your guiding light in both business and life. A strong purpose statement clearly defines who you are, what you stand for, and the impact you want to make. It's not just a feel-good phrase, it's a powerful tool that aligns with your actions, with your values, helping you stay focused on what truly matters. I am the time freedom freak. What truly matters in my business and for the entrepreneurs that I help is saving them time, but also being effective. I want them to get the results from social media and email marketing and other digital marketing tools without having to be on the computer 24 hours a day. Yes, you can do that. 85% of my business is system and automated. I show up online every day, all over the place, but I'm not online. I'm at home, I'm at the beach, or I'm with my husband out to dinner, but you would think I'm on the computer every day. Not. So you have to really know your purpose, know your passion, know your mission, why you're doing what you're doing, convey that in a message that speaks clearly to your ideal client. And once you do that and you're clear and you're yourself, the clients will come to you. You'll automatically attract them. They'll come to you. They'll see you because you're speaking their language. Okay. I'm not going to like go all deep into this for time reasons. And like I said, the little trick I've learned to identify your target audience really are people like you. When you know your ideal audience, it's easy for you to speak to them. And every business owner should create an avatar, a client avatar of who their ideal client is. What do they look like? What kind of clothes do they wear? What's their favorite color? What kind of music do they listen to? What seriously, I that might sound ridiculous to you, but it's actually great information to know, especially if you're using social media and email marketing and other online marketing tools to advertise and market yourself. It's good to know where your people are hanging out at. Where is your community? What platform are they on? Are they on X? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Are they on? You need to know these things. So creating a file of your ideal client by the things that they like, the income that they make, the companies or corporations that they work for, and things like that will help you better relate on the digital world to attract them with posts wherever they happen to be or an email marketing campaign. So tailor your message to them. It's you personally, but it's you connecting to them. What you're saying must resonate with them or they can't find you. You don't have to post all over the place. You don't have to be on everything. If you're posting the right message, you're, putting out there the right message, the right people will see it and will come to you. Move on to the next one. Okay. Oops. Sorry, I actually skipped that. Go back. There we go. So you want to build an impactful marketing strategy. You want to define your goals. How do you want to achieve them? What are the steps and things you need to do to achieve your goals? Consider the unique value that you bring to the table. And I always say this to my clients that work with, you heard that saying that charge what you're worth. I hate that. And I'm sorry if that's what you say. I don't like that word. I don't say charge what you're worth because your worth is priceless, is invaluable. You're worth more than any amount of money. I say, and created a formula, it's charge for your value. Your value is your time plus your expertise plus the results you deliver equals value. You charge for your value. So make sure as you're creating your marketing strategy, if you're a company, a business owner where you do your own pricing, charge for your value. Worth is not quantifiable, but value is. You can add money to that. So remember that. And if you think I'm wrong, then that's okay. It's a free world. You think but I'm right. Okay. And don't forget to analyze your results. When it comes to marketing, especially in the digital world, you have to see what's working and what's not. If maybe this platform works for you, but maybe this one doesn't. This kind of post works, or maybe this post works. You've got to do some A/B testing and find out where the sweet spot is, and then repeat that again and again to get the results. And being successful on social media, unless you've got some kind of product that people needed 2 years ago, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. I've worked with a lot of clients, we start posting and, I created some stuff for them in strategy and they're like, okay, I didn't get any calls today. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to take a minute. They don't know who you are yet. It's going to take a minute. So don't give up. Keep going at it, tweak it here and there and test. Testing is huge, which I think that's coming up next. Let's see. Yes, measuring impact and success. You want to start by defining your key performance indicators. We all know what KPIs are, but it's not just about the numbers, especially when it comes to social media. People are like, what is the ROI of social media marketing? It's not sales. It's not how many people schedule an appointment or bought something from you. The ROI of social media is engagement and reach. How many people saw your post? How many people are commenting, liking, and sharing? That has no monetary value, but it could later on down the road. If you have that engagement and people are liking, commenting, and sharing, and there's conversations going on, they're messaging you and things like that, that's a good positive ROI. In time, as they get to know you and you build that relationship, that could turn into a lead and a sale and things like that. There's things to do to make that happen faster, but you're on the right track if your engagement is up and your reach is, getting out there, people are seeing it and talking about it and looking at it. So don't get discouraged if sales and appointments and things like that don't happen right away from social media. If the engagement and reach are there, it will happen. Let's see. So in the end, really, like I said, you can read through this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but identifying your target audience is very important. Um, the power of purpose-driven marketing is really important. And be when I say purposeful, create a plan on purpose with your mission, goal, purpose in your life of what you want to accomplish, not just for your business, but also personal. They are connected together. Create that plan that works together. Make sure you're speaking to your ideal audience. Know who that is, that person. Where are they? What are they on? What are they doing? What do they like? Be a part of that so they can find you. And I encourage all of you to really sit down and look at your business plan. Is marketing in there? And if marketing is in there, break that down. What kind of marketing? Is it social media marketing? Is it search engine marketing? Is it email marketing? Is it a little bit of the above? Are you doing TV ads? What kind of marketing? And then you have to drill down even further inside social media. Let's say social media marketing. What social media platforms are you on? Which one is working? Which one is not? And then you break that down even further. I know there's a lot more to social media than people just think than posting on Facebook. It goes way deeper, and all of that should be a part of your business plan. Let's see. And I think that's it. So if you don't have any questions, or if you do, let me know. You can put questions in the chat. Here's my information. And if you type in hashtag VerisM on Google, everything, every platform that I'm on, my website, LinkedIn, every social media, it's all there. And there's the trick that I tell people. If you want to show up like that on Google, just by your hashtag, you need to create your own unique hashtag for your business. And it needs to be in everything that you do, every single post that you share on social media, you put that on there. Every email that you send out, you put that on there. You put it on your business card, you put it on a flyer, you put it on whatever it is you're doing, on your video, on your YouTube. Put your unique hashtag. It makes you recognizable, start to stand out, and you will show up on whatever you're on higher on the search engines. And Google happens to be the #1 search engine in the world, with YouTube the #2 search engine in the world. So do this and you'll see a difference already in how you show up across the digital landscape. That's just a quick tip. Side note, inside the chats, if you scroll up to the top, I put a link to a free ebook on how to work from home like a boss. Help yourself. Check out my website and all that good stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Doris. Thank you, everybody. I'm done. Let me stop sharing.
Wow, Valerie, I learned a lot. This hashtag, man, that's something new. I mean, I use it, but I don't. But you have just really showed me something here with this knowledge, and I am very, very appreciative of that. And as I hear from you, guess what the Lord says to me?
What'd you say?
You are going to be a great teacher. You know, I got a school of learning. I can see either the teaching or the coaching, whichever one you want. All we need to do is collaborate and get that information out. And this time it ain't nothing free. We paying this time. Y'all hear us out there in the world? You got to pay to learn, otherwise you're going to be just like them welfare recipients running around there with them few food stamps looking pitiful. You got to pay to learn. Oh, hallelujah. Now, Patrick done showed up. Good to see him. But anybody got any questions, or we're going to move on to go ahead, Mary, got a question.
I have a question. So Valerie, you said when you were talking about charge for your value, and then you said 3 different things: time and something and something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What were the other 2 things?
So it's your time plus your expertise plus the results you deliver equals the value. So worth is not quantifiable, but value is, which means you can't put a cost to worth, but you can put a cost or price to value. So,
all right,
make sure you're pricing for value. Don't undersell yourself, which I did many years ago. I don't now. So,
all right, thank you.
You know, I got somebody trying to come on. She says she pays for her Zoom, but she can't even get in. I don't know what to tell her. Anybody know anything?
Could you just tell her to re-register and try?
Re-register and
Yeah, and try
try.
and see if she gets a new link.
All right, re-register. What does that? Well, re-register what? The new
For
plan
the
she got?
event. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she did.
Oh,
And she went in. I sent her the link. And she said she got in yesterday, but she can't get in today. Well, let's let her know we're recording, you know, because she said
Might
she got
be
some.
to reboot her machine and then do it again. Sometimes it clogs up.
Say what now, sweetie? What you want me to tell her?
Oh, reboot her machine, shut it down, and then turn it back on and try again.
Oh, see, you learn something every day. Anybody can learn this stuff. You know how many people walking around here don't know this stuff? I'm one of them. I don't feel bad. Shoot, I'm sitting on top of the world. I might not be the smartest cookie in the jar. That don't matter. When you got God, you got everything, right? Debbie, my spiritual friend.
Together, everyone achieves more.
Yeah. Reboot your computer. Okay, let me focus here. Reboot your computer and try again. See, you can be live and just be yourself. You ain't got to be all this professional, you know, all stuck up and stuff. Not up in here. I want you to come as you are. I don't want no devils and I don't want no liars riding on this train. That's all. The rest of y'all, come on in. But if you are a devil, we coming to fix you. But you can't come in right now. We're getting people together, so we'll come and fix you later. Okay, so next we have our next speaker. Patrick, we're running a little bit behind, but our next speaker is Ellen Hill. Ellen is going to be talking to us on financial education for every stage of life. Now, that's awesome. Go ahead, Valerie. Give a little
all right.
read a bio.
All right. So Ellen Hill, at the age of 16, after losing both parents, Ellen quickly understood the importance of learning how money works and managing our finances. At 17, she began her career in the financial industry in Singapore as a filing clerk for a stockbroker while attending night classes at Stanford College, earning an associate's degree in business and commerce. Later, she moved to the US, working for 15 years as an executive administrative assistant in a CPA firm's audit department. Ellen now focuses on educating others through Wealth Wave on how money works and setting up tax advantage financial plans with a passion for leaving a lasting legacy. Everyone, please put your hands together and welcome Ellen Hill.
Yay!
Thank you so much. I'll share my, yes, thank you. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you see it and if you don't.
We do. I do.
Okay. Everybody's good? All right, cool. Valerie, that was a great presentation. And you know, there are no coincidences that we are all on here. I truly believe that. One of the things that you said about time freedom, I talk about the time value of money. Time is one commodity that when used or you lose, you can never get it again. I don't care who you are. It's a one-time deal. And so we throw away, and myself included in the past, procrastinated and wasted a lot of my time. But as I grew older, I realized I have limited time now. So now I start being more conscious and aware of how I'm spending my time. So thank you so much for sharing time plus expertise plus the results you deliver equals your value. And that is a good thing because when you say price based on your value, it doesn't feel like, oh, you're overpricing yourself, right? It just gives a different energy level when I hear the word value. So thank you for that. It gave me an aha moment. See, even at 70, you can learn something new. So now let's talk about the 7 money milestones. We did a survey recently that 72% of employees are stressed about finances. 79% are stressed about rising inflation, 59% retirement planning, 56% market volatility, 55% emergency savings, 44% paying off debt, 40% high mortgage rates. Right now, mortgage rates, I don't know, recently I didn't look, but it's like in the 6% and stuff, right? So I'm going to skip some of those. Now, one of the things that I would like everybody to realize, I've been doing this for 27 years, and I get clients calling me when they're in their 60s, 65, and go, Ellen, when can I retire? And I tell them, have you forgotten what I told you when we first got together? Retirement is not an age. Retirement is a lifestyle. If you start young and you have time on your side, you will need less money to hit your million, 2 million, 3 million goal. But if you start late, you are out of time, then you have to put in more money to play catch up. That's the reality of playing the money game. The money game is nothing more than any other game. Know the rules and play by the rules, and you will win the money game. So let's talk about the first one, which is economic crisis in the world. The financial literacy, we are leaving a legacy of debt for our future generations. And to me, that is morally wrong. So I have a passion in this later stage of my life when my kids are all grown, I'm an empty nester. I can spend my time educating as many people and helping them develop a tax-free retirement, financial and retirement plan. Help them get out of debt. Help them to understand how to save correctly and send their kids to college without being broke later on and having a debt of $100,000 to $200,000. We have to learn these strategies. Nobody out there is teaching it. And the good Lord knows the banks and the credit card companies are not there to teach it to us, and they're not helping us. So now, the 7 money milestones, simple step-by-step guide, which will help you. So let's take a look at milestone number 1. Earlier, my mouse is very sensitive and it goes all over. And I'm sorry if I make you dizzy. Money milestone number 1, ignorance is not bliss. Not getting professional advice and help from someone who knows how to do this is going to be a downfall for you. Get a financial education. When we are educated, when we know what we know, we are able to make positive changes. We don't know what we don't know. And if we don't know, how can we pass it to our future generations, right? We cannot. Okay, so milestone number 2, secure proper protection. I sent you all the link to the book. Please read the book. It is just elementary. It's not in-depth because there are many facets and many moving parts to developing a designed, specially designed financial plan based on your financial needs. There is no one size fit all, okay? Milestone 2 is when you have financial hardships, do you realize that the number 1 reason for divorce, believe it or not, is not infidelity? It is financial problems. And when you fight over money, it causes a lot of anxiety. So how do you fix it? You need to sit down with your spouse and have a heart-to-heart talk. Sit down and do a budget and say, look, what do we need? We don't have protection. We don't have disability insurance. What are we going to do when one of us becomes incapacitated or has an untimely death, right? These are things most people, for some reason, including my husband and I, before I started this business in 1997, was we went through life, la, 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 never really sitting down and have a heart-to-heart talk about what do we want to do when we send our kids to college? What do we want to do if something happens to one of us, right? And so we need to understand that. So we go to Money Lifestone 3. Where are you? Okay. Create an emergency fund. Unfortunately, over the past 27 years, with all the people I have had the honor to help, many of them came to me with an emergency fund of their credit card. That is the worst thing anybody can do, is emergency fund and a credit card. So you, through education and credit card interest rates are in double digits, yet their investments and their savings in the bank are in single digits. How can you get ahead when you are bleeding out more money than you are bringing in? You can't. You're always behind the 8 ball, right? So what do you need to do? They need to know their numbers. I tell my clients, know your numbers, know the target, right? Like Valerie said, who is your ideal client? Okay. My ideal client is everybody, because everybody needs money. However, over the years, I've realized not everybody is my ideal client. And my niche client and my ideal client is anybody who is able, ready, and willing to work with me to develop their financial plan. So I focus on those people. I focus on talking to those people, and my marketing is all focused on that. So we would love to think we can save the world, but reality is we don't. So you want to create an emergency fund. Then milestone 4, apply debt management. Again, when I talked about the interest rates of credit cards and debt are double digits. Our returns on our investments are single digits. We need to switch. We need to have our income, our return on investments at double digits, and our loans and our debt in single digits. And it's possible. You just got to do your research and you got to find where you can find those. And there are strategies that you can learn. And that's why, you know, it's very important that you understand how money works. Then we go to milestone 5. Like George, who is a retired military officer, says, and he has this nice hot fire in the whole chili that he developed and sells at Hector's food truck. And he says, you've got to learn to increase your cash flow. How do you do that? By spending less, saving more, or go out and make extra income. Many people are going out and having 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and their kids are suffering and their marriage is suffering, but they're never getting ahead because it's not what you make, but what you get to keep. If you are always spending more than you make, you cannot win this money game. That's crucial. But to increase cash flow, lower debt, and earn more money. That's how you will be able to do that. After you establish financial protection, emergency fund, debt strategy. Then you position yourself for increase of your cash flow. Because one of those things, an untimely death, untimely incapacitation of your spouse, or something catastrophic happens in your home where you have to spend a lot of money, you will not win. It will set you back. Okay? So milestone 6. Let me get my, sorry. Milestone 6, build wealth. After you do all that, you want to start to build wealth. This is Hector, who is a restaurant owner. He says, for many who have saved little to date, growing wealth may seem like pie in the sky, but it should be a commitment to get serious as soon as possible. Put time on your side. Knuckle down with your financial professional and your spouse, actually, first of all, to begin your asset accumulation strategy so that you can build wealth not only for current use, but we are also living longer. Most of the insurance company that I'll deal with for my clients, believe it or not, their insurance policies protect them to 120 because we are living longer. And people laugh when I say, yep. They say, I said, but what if you do? Always, always plan with the word what if. What if I am prepared? What if I do? Once you create your wealth, now you have to learn to protect it. It's like May says, I look at it like this. Some responsibilities are so important, you have to push pause on life for a moment and get it done. Isn't that the truth? We procrastinate a lot. And we procrastinate because I truly believe we don't believe we can achieve it. So we go, I'm young. Once you believe you can achieve, you will do it. Procrastination will be a thing of the past. So protect your wealth. Now you want to have an estate plan. And that's what my colleague who is here is going to do tomorrow. We together are putting on an estate planning seminar here in San Diego in person, because we're tired of Zoom. We want to meet people in person in San Diego in Mission Valley. So if any of you know anybody, please have them call me and I'll give them the address to show up. It's 9:30 Pacific time tomorrow. 9:30 to 10 will be networking. 10 to 11 will be the course on understanding wills and living trusts. And if you think it would be too expensive or time consuming to get your estate plan done, well, let me tell you, you haven't considered the cost and time it could steal from your loved ones down the road if you don't. There is no good reason to delay checking this final milestone off your list. Do it immediately. One of the important things before I leave is here are the 3 topics that, sorry, not 3 topics. Okay, let me stop this share. One of the things that I want to tell you guys is this. The rule of 72, if you learn and remember anything from my presentation, there is one thing, the rule of 72. Take 72 divided by your interest rate, either your credit card or your loan or your return on your investment, it will give you a number. That number will tell you how many years your investment or your loans, your debt will double. So many people's interest rate are 22, 23, 24%. If they took the 72 divided by 24%, every 3 point some years, their debt will double. That's why so many people aren't getting out of debt. They're trying, but they're not getting out of debt. And I have heard so many people say, Ellen, I don't need your help, or I want your help, but I don't make enough money. I go, wrong, wrong. If you take an 18-year-old coming out of high school, does not want to go to college, gets a job, and works at that job till they are 65, that's a total of 47 years. If they made only $25,000 a year, nothing more, nothing less, you take 25,000 multiplied by 47 years, you know how much that young individual would have made? Anybody want to guess? $1.175 million. And yet the same individual will retire at age 65 broke. And when they died, their family had to go start a GoFundMe account. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is.
Crazy. So that ends my presentation, and I hope I somehow hit somewhere in your psyche that says, oh, we need to learn that. And I put a link in the chat, and I'll do it again because I think Patrick came on late, and Emmy, and if you come on late, the earlier chat does not show up. So
Yeah, you're right about that. That is true. Yeah. Share it again.
Thank
Oh,
you,
that was awesome, Ellen.
Thank
Amazing. And
Thank
you
you
know,
so
with my $1 million attitude, you know, doggone well, me and you got something in common. And y'all, I want you to know I found this lovely young lady on a Lineable. See, God is hooking us up. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Just present yourself like Valerie said. Be real, be you. And the people are going to come. Ellen, that was amazing information, and I'm glad you reached out to me. She didn't find me. I didn't find her. She found me. And this is what is happening today for all of us that are in business. If we get ourselves out there, now that you want to connect with Divine Divas and get on this wagon, I mean, I'm pulling the wagon, y'all the train, okay? That's the way I started this. Years ago, I said I was a train I'm a wagon pulling a train. So you know that's got to be God leading this operation, a wagon, and we are steady moving. Yes, she found me, and I appreciate it, and I'm getting more and more people that's curious, and they're reaching out. So the more we grow, remember, whatever we do, we are a big family. We in this together. We gonna share these ideas. We gonna put our thoughts together, and then just let me get my hands on it. And Valerie is the marketer. All we need is a good market, and the rest of it, I know how to become an undefeated marketer. I will share advertisement like it's the Super Bowl. I be everywhere. So anyway, thank you. Anybody got any questions for her? No? Well, that's all right, honey. We getting ready to let your light shine, because when this is over, I want to start the new year, okay? Right now we're planting seed, but the new year, I'm ready to book and collaborate and take it from there. And I see too with you, Ellen, you would be a great teacher in one of these businesses I will be talking about in the end. So now we got our last speaker for today, and that would be Patrick Snow, and he's going to talk to us about 12 tips to triple your coaching income. All right then, Valerie, introduce him for us.
All right. So Patrick Snow is an international best-selling author, professional keynote speaker, and publishing, speaking, and book marketing coach. He first discovered his gift for speaking at the age of 17 while giving pre-game speeches to his high school football team. Since then, Patrick has electrified more than 3,500 audiences on 4 continents to achieve their individual and organizational destinies. As a publishing coach, he has mentored more than 1,200 clients throughout the world to successfully publish their books. Many of these clients have also gone on to becoming speakers, coaches, and consultants as well. Patrick's destiny message has been widely recognized in the media, including the New York Times and Forbes magazine. His book, story, and family photo were also featured as a cover story in the 2002 issue of USA Today. Patrick is the author of many books, including the international bestseller Creating Your Own Destiny, which has sold upwards of 1 million copies in 5 languages and 108 countries worldwide since 2001. This book and his second book, The Affluent Entrepreneur, have both been purchased by John Wiley & Sons in New York and published under their imprint. Originally from Michigan, Patrick graduated from the University of Montana in 1991. He lived in Seattle area for more than 20 years until 2013, when he achieved his lifelong dream and moved to the beautiful island of Maui, Hawaii. Please join me in welcoming the Dean of Destiny, Patrick Snow.
Yay!
All right.
Patrick!
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing?
We're great. Thank you for being here.
Very good. I want to be, first off, Valerie, thank you so much for reading that. You've probably heard me say that before, but that could very well be the absolute best speaker introduction that I've ever written. So thank you, Valerie, for reading that so eloquently. I want to be conscious of our time today. Tell me what the time parameter is. I'm supposed to speak for how long? I want to make sure that I don't go over, go long. I can spend 3 hours talking about this, or I can spend 3 minutes on it. You tell me.
Well, 15 minutes actually, and we are running over time, but that's okay. A few minutes, about 10 after, we'll shut her down. But you got about 15 minutes, Patrick. I'll cut my conversation short if I have to.
I'm gonna mark my calendar right now. I got my timer for 15 minutes, so we will dive in and begin. So first off, I just want to honor and thank all of you for being here. Valerie, your presentation knocked my socks off. I caught the back end of it, and it was amazing. So great job for you. Ellen, wow, I've never met you before, and you are a burst of energy as well. So great presentation there. And I love that quote. It doesn't matter how much you make, it matters how much you keep. All of which you also mentioned too, the importance of finding extra ways to make extra money. And I thought that was so very important. And Valerie talked about that you need to focus on your value. Don't undervalue your services. You must always know your worth. So I thought both of those messages fit perfectly with this, because you may not view yourself as a coach. You might view yourself, as a business owner, as this, a salesperson, as an attorney, whatever, a consultant, all of these things. But the reality of it is all of us are coaches in every single way. From the first time that you were on your playground at kindergarten or first grade or second grade, and your friend came up and you said, well, go find out if Johnny likes me, or does Sally like me? And you were trying to play matchmaker back in the day. We've been coaching our entire lives. It's just that maybe we haven't been getting paid for it. And so based on that, I do want to echo their sentiments. And that is that you have a lifetime of wisdom, a lifetime of experience, a lifetime of knowledge that is valuable. And so leverage that value, put that to use, and get paid for it. And then, oh, by the way, I firmly believe that literally one of the greatest part-time side job incomes that we can all do is that of being a coach. And the cool thing about it, step number 1, 12 ways to triple your income as coaching, is that you don't need to be certified, but you need to be qualified. So that's step number 1. And every life experience, every trauma, every drama, every obstacle, every challenge that you've ever had your entire life qualifies you to coach on that subject matter. So I've been coaching now for 25 years, plus or minus. And it's important to know that more than 1,500, maybe as many as 2,000 coaching clients in that time. I don't even have a coaching certification, because at the time that I got into coaching, I couldn't find anyone to certify me. So I just decided that I'm going to certify myself. So what I'm saying is, it's okay if you are not a certified coach. You need to be a qualified coach. And every trauma or drama or obstacle qualifies you to coach on that subject matter. So I have 2 boys. My boys are 33 and 29. So if I do the math, 30 and 32, that's 62 years. I have 62 years of coaching, parenting coaching experience for young men and for boys. 62 years. And now I got 2 granddaughters. So now I've got 2 years of grandparent experience for granddaughters, not for grandsons. I have no idea how to be a grandfather for a grandson. But granddaughters, I have a little bit expertise there. And if someone came to me asking me for help with their daughters, their teenage daughters, I would have no clue what to tell them, because I have no experience with that. But anyone that needs help with raising young boys into teenage boys, into young men, into responsible adults, I can help in that area. So that's what I want you to focus on, is focus on the areas in your life that you are qualified. Number 2, know the difference between coaching and consulting. Consulting is when you coach a large number of people, a corporation, an organization, a church, or a school. And there are multiple people that you're coaching through those consulting services. That's consulting. Coaching is done one-on-one. It's just Doris and I, or that's it. Or Valerie and I, or Mary and I. Nobody else. What I love about coaching is the sales cycle doesn't last 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years. If you go out there and try to market yourself as a consultant, it might take 2 to 4 years to close an account and bring on a new client. But if you focus on coaching, sometimes that's one coaching call, one complimentary discovery call, and then they hire you as a coach. Oftentimes it's a week, sometimes it's a month. But the point of it is, the sales cycle closing time from coaching is very, very short. Sales cycle closing time from consulting is very, very long. So focus on coaching, not consulting. Number 3, allow your prospects to tell you what they need. Tony Robbins says this. I want you to write this quote down. Tony Robbins says, let your prospect determine your presentation. Let your prospect determine your presentation. So what I want you to all do is I want you to come up with 8 or 10 or 12 or 14 areas in which you have expertise in. And then allow your clients to pick and choose between those 8 and 10 and 12 and 14 areas that you can coach them on. So in my case, I'm a writing coach. I'm a publishing coach. I'm a book marketing coach. I'm a professional speaking coach. I do some health and wellness coaching, branding coaching, publicity coaching, small business coaching, entrepreneurship coaching, publicity coaching, parenting coaching. And then I don't even want to do this, but my mentor, my faith-based mentor, Dr. Michael Gross, has taught me all this amazing things about God and faith and spirituality. And I've used and learned how to harness God's unconditional love energy to burn out the energy of fear and anxiety and depression and pain and trauma. And so Michael Gross has taught me how to leverage God's healing love to spread that to other people. So now I'm doing healing coaching. I'm not really marketing it, but I'm doing it. It becomes another little feather in my cap when people need it. And then as a result of working with people and they end their depression, their anxiety goes away, that's a good thing. So what I've just done is I've identified about 10 or 12 areas in which I can coach on. I want you to do the same. Because the problem in the coaching industry is what everybody else does is they're like, oh, I just do weight loss coaching. I'm a weight loss coach, that's all I do, weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. And then someone comes to them and says, well, I don't really need weight loss coaching, but I want some nutrition coaching because I'm eating garbage. I'm eating too much junk food. Can you help me? Oh, no, I can't help you with your nutrition because I only do weight loss coaching. And it's funny, I heard a quote the other day about the sections of the grocery store, because most all grocery store has a health section or a health food aisle or a health food area. So if that is the case, what is all of the rest of the grocery store? It's all junk food. So they have junk food and health food. It's all garbage. So the point of it is, don't be that coach that says, I only do weight loss coaching, when you can also do health and wellness coaching as well. So once you find out and identify what your message is, what your qualifications are, then step number 4, you need to make lots of complimentary offers. Never say, I'm going to give you a free offer. Free is cheap. As Valerie said, it doesn't show your value. So use the word complimentary instead of free. Never say a coaching, a contract. I always say a coaching agreement. So what I always do when I meet somebody is I ask them, tell me, where are you stuck? What's causing you ulcer-producing anxiety? What's keeping you up at night? What are you stressed about? And then they tell me. And then I go through this inventory of 8 or 10 or 12 areas that I can coach on. And then I pick the 1 or the 2 areas that they are struggling with. And then I coach them on that. And then every now and then someone might say, well, I'm suicidal. I'm like, you know what? That's not my expertise. And so I would help them find a therapist, find a psychologist, somebody else. So it's okay to say no, but I don't want you to be a coach in 1 area. I don't want you to be a coach in 2 areas, 3 areas, 4 areas. I want you to find a dozen different areas that you can coach on. And then guess what? You're going to make 12 times the much money because of the fact that you have more to offer. Step number 5 to triple your income. Leverage social media. And so what I want you to do is, of course, I want you to make as many coaching offers that you can every day. 10 offers, 15 offers, 20 offers. These offers can go by cell phone, by text, in person. I had a client that made $32,000 in her first 90 days as a coach using my system because I challenged her to go to a different networking group every single business day. For 30 days, she did just that, made $6,000 her first month. She had so much fun with it, she went and did a second month, made $12,000, did it a third month, made $16,000. And then she said, Patrick, I don't have any time. I can't go to networking events anymore. And I said, that's okay. And she said, the reason I can't go to networking events anymore is because all those people that signed up with me in the first month are now referring all of their family and friends. And so that's what I'm talking about. Making offers, revenue producing activities, RPAs. But every now and then people say, well, I've run out of places to make offers. So that's where you turn to step number 5 and go to social media. Put up a post on social media at least once a week. The post should be an image of yourself because you're selling you. And then it's 4 short paragraphs. There's a headline that says, if you want this, this, and this, then please reach out. So I might say, if you want to be a best-selling author, a published author, a professional speaker, a sought-after coach, then start here. And then my second little paragraph would be my background of what I've done, some of the credentials. And the third paragraph is an offer for a complimentary consultation. And the fourth little paragraph is, here's how you reach me, my private cell phone number or Facebook message me. So all of you should put an offer out on social media at least once a week, minimum. Step number 6, attend networking meetings and verbalize your coaching offer or your script. Mary West is the master of this. All of you should join Mary's networking events because they're phenomenal. And you want to meet people all over the country, all over the world, join her group. But what you do is she gives everybody an opportunity to do a 30, 60-second introduction. So when you are at a coaching event and they're offering you the opportunity to do an elevator pitch or your elevator speech, and they give you 1 minute, I want you to do 30 seconds of your elevator pitch and then 30 seconds of your offer. So always make an offer, because nothing happens in business between buyer and seller until an offer is made. And the best kind of offers are complimentary, no obligation consultations, not a free session, as we mentioned. Number 7, never sell your services by the hour. Don't tell anybody you coach for 100 an hour, 200 an hour, 300 an hour. Waste of time. If I were to give you $300, big deal. You can maybe pay part of your cable bill. Maybe you can buy 1 bag of groceries for $300. Big deal. $300 used to be a lot of money, not anymore. My point of it is, sell your coaching services by packages. My coaching package that I market and sell is a rest of your life coaching package. Doris invested in my rest of her life and my life coaching package, so there is no expiration date. But if you don't want to do that, you can also offer a 1-year coaching program, a 90-day coaching program, a 30-day coaching program. When you offer your services by packages, you're going to make 1 to 3 to 5 to 10x more. Number 8, do lots of complimentary calls or discovery sessions and ask lots and lots and lots and lots of questions. I might start my call by telling me about your life story. Tell me what you do for a living. Tell me about your spouse, your kids. Tell me where you live. What are your goals? Tell me. What's keeping you stuck? What's causing you sleepless nights? What do you have anxiety or fears about? Tell me. And then that's the first 5 minutes as I ask a bunch of questions. The next 40 minutes, they're telling me their life story, and I'm writing up 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of notes. And then at the end of that coaching call, that discovery call, I will tell them, here's what you need to do. You need to write a manuscript, then get it edited, then proofread, then typeset, then cover design, then ISBN, then Library of Congress, then the proof book, then the production printing book. And then you got to do your book launch party, then get global book distribution, then your ebook, and then your audio book. And then let's turn your book into foreign language rights and sell your rights to foreign publishers all over the world. So I tell them what they need to do. And then when they make an investment in my coaching services, I tell them the how. Here's the memoir with the message template. This is how you write your chapters. Here's how you do your book outline. Here's the editor's phone number. Here's the cover designer's phone number. Here's the webmaster's phone number. Here's the email address for the printer. Here's how you get your printer quote. So give them the what, and then once they make an investment and you give them the how. So end your presentation or end your discovery call with some freebies, because you always want to do what Valerie said, offer value. So I finish every one of my publishing consultation calls with giving people these freebies on how to put your book outline together. And I'm going to give them to all of you right now today. So the freebies are that what I want you to do is write this down. This is how you do your book outline. Number 1, your book is your speech is your book. They're one and the same. Your book is your coaching program is your book. They're one and the same. So I want you to jot down 18 to 24 lessons that you want your readers to learn as a result of reading your book. What are 18 to 24 lessons? Number 1, most book speaking topic is leadership, self-leadership. Number 1, most book coaching topic is transformation, empowerment, and change. So right there are 4 lessons. Number 2, understand that every lesson becomes its own chapter. Every lesson becomes its own chapter. Number 3, sequentially put your chapters in the right order for your story arc that most makes sense. Number 4, add an ing action verb to every chapter heading, such as balancing family and work, investing in yourself, spending less than you earn, providing maximum value. Every chapter begins with an ing action verb or gerund. Now, step number 5, what I want you to do, if you use the memoir with a message template that I offer, then what I want you to do is come up with a story from your life. 18 to 24 of your biggest stories from your life, and then assign each one of those 18 to 24 chapters one of your life stories. And then, oh, by the way, step number 6, you might have a chapter that you love so much that you love the chapter title of that chapter title becomes the title of your book. So next, number 7, go to GoDaddy or wherever you buy your domain names and buy that .com as your book title. Because you can't copyright a title of a book. You copyright the content of the book. So all of us online here, we could go out and we could write a book titled Chicken Soup for the Soul. And there's nothing that anyone can do to stop us. But we'd be foolish to do so because we don't own the .com of Chicken Soup for the Soul. Woman in Chicago wrote a book titled, I think there's now 3 books out there titled Creating Your Own Destiny, all of which were published after my original first edition 20 some odd years ago of Creating Your Own Destiny. So I own CreateYourOwnDestiny.com and I own CreatingYourOwnDestiny.com. People ask me if I'm upset, if I'm going to send them a cease and desist letter because they wrote the book of the same title as me. And I'm like, nope, I'm thrilled. I want them to do well because as they're out there promoting their book, they're promoting my website. So you need to secure the .com of your business. So these are my freebies that I give on a discovery call. And then these are the freebies that I'm giving to you. And with what I've just given to you, all of you now have the ability to create a world-class book outline. And then finally, step number 10, be flexible. Work within your prospect's budget. Obviously, you want cash first. Then you want Venmo, PayPal second. Then you want bank issued a check third. Then you want regular check. And if they don't do any of those, then you ask the question, what else you got? Right? And that's when you can, what else you got? Somebody gave me a BMW motorcycle once for my coaching, and I sold it for $4,000 at the bridge between Bainbridge Island and Poulsbo, in that little parking lot across from the casino. Somebody once gave me some diamonds. Dad was a jeweler. Gave me a whole bunch of diamonds, not like diamond rings, but diamond jewelry, necklace, earrings. What am I going to do with all this stuff? At the time, I was a single guy. So I met a guy who was in the doghouse with his wife, former car dealer, had 19 cars. So I traded those diamonds for a Mazda Miata convertible, and I drove that for about a year or so, and then I sold that Mazda Miata in a Safeway parking lot for $4,000. And then once, before I moved to Maui, Hawaii, somebody gave me a 1 week at a timeshare in Kauai as part of the coaching. So remember that question, what else you got? Step number 11, write and publish your book. Use your book as your platform from which you stand on to launch your speaking, coaching, and consulting career. Because according to Dan Poynter, the number 2 most respected career in all of the world is to write and publish a book and be a published author. Because when you are an author, you are the authority in your subject matter. Every human being is an authority at what they know. Kindergartners are authority at coloring. Teenagers are authorities at video games. Senior citizens are authority at taking pharmaceutical drugs. They brainwashed us. Can you believe that? They brainwashed us to eat motor oil drugs. That's exactly what they did, right? And senior citizens are experts at that. Every single person in the entire world is an authority in what their subject matter is. But if they don't have the word author next to their name on their business card, nobody in the media is going to identify them as being the expert. So if your book's not published yet, put author on your business card. And then that's going to entice you and lure you and nudge you and incentivize you to hurry up and get your book published so that you can have your book in print to match the business card. And I remember I had author on my business card for about 3 to 6 months before my book was published, and I was so nervous, so worried. And nobody ever asked me, but I'm like, I got to get this darn book done. And finally I got it done. And it's like, okay, now I'm legit. So write and publish the book to promote your speaking, your coaching, your consulting career. And then finally, step number 12, as a coach, make a system where you do joint venture affiliate commissions. Anybody that refers me, I pay a 5% referral commission on the first referral. They do it again, I give them a 10% referral commission on the second referral. So all of you need to create a joint venture affiliate program. When you market your services and people give business to you, then instead of giving them a $20 Starbucks gift card, which nobody really cares about, give them actual PayPal, Venmo. That's how you do it, and it flat out works. So those are the 12 tips to triple your coaching revenue. And the number one most important tip is, remember, nothing happens in business between buyer and seller until an offer is made. And you being the coach of your services, you need to be the one that makes the offer. And the kind of offer that you need to make is a complimentary, no obligation consultation. So I'm going to finish up here in the next 30 seconds, and I'm going to make all of you an offer. So here's my offer to you. If you know anyone that wants to write and or publish a book, maybe they're already an author, but they don't like their book and they want to be a best-selling author. They want to be a highly paid professional speaker, or maybe they just want to get paid to speak, or they want to be a coach or a consultant, or they need help in business as an entrepreneur. I'd be honored and thrilled to offer either of you, on all of you on this call, or any of you in your network, a complimentary, no obligation, 30 to 60-minute consultation. And I'll do that session with you or your friends or your family by phone, by FaceTime, by Zoom, whichever is best for you. And I learned this from Mary West. I've got my phone number put up into my name signature there. So write down my private phone number, 206-310-1200. That's my private cell phone number. And what happens when I give out my private cell phone number, people tend to give me their private credit card number. So you want to give out that number, 206-310-1200. The absolute best way to make a referral is to send a text, a group text connecting me to them, and then I will reply making a complimentary offer. So today is not so much about you sending introductions to me. Today is about you implementing these 12 tips into your business so that you too can quit your job and build a huge empire working from home to get time, money, freedom, just as Valerie Harris talks about and preaches about, and to help you serve your mission, purpose, goal, as Divine Diva Ministries LLC is all about with Doris Hughes.
Amen.
Also, when you do God's work, know that God provides.
Amen.
Can I get an amen? Can I get an
amen? Amen. Amen. Now,
every single morning, the birds wake up in the morning, and guess what? They don't worry about where they're getting their food because they just find a worm. Can I get an amen? Every single morning, when the birds wake up, they don't need to know where they're going to get a water because they just find a mud puddle. Can I get an amen? Right? So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, when you act on your soul level mission and goal, your life's purpose of serving God, of serving humanity, as serving as an earth angel, then God always provides.
Ooh, y'all gotta quit now. Hallelujah.
So that being the case, I challenge you to think it, ink it, believe it, achieve it. I challenge you, if not you, then who? If not this, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? I challenge you that only those who can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. I challenge you to go after your dreams, goals, and visions, and you will become an unstoppable force of power, fully capable of achieving your destiny. And my final challenge to all of you today is whenever you get up on stage and whenever you speak, I challenge you to finish all of your speeches with challenge statements. And when you do that, great things will happen. My name is Patrick Snow. Thank you very much.
Yay, Patrick Snow. Man, you closing this out with some power. I am so excited. Oh, we got somebody over here. Paul has a question. No question, Paul?
No, I don't. Not right now.
Oh, okay. I thought your hand was up. Okay, maybe
No,
you were waving or something.
No, I'm putting up little like animation things like the
Okay.
fire, the
Well,
thumbs up and smiles and stuff like that. So
excuse
yeah.
me, I'm just learning this system, okay? Because
By the way,
that
let's give Doris a big hand for putting this event on. This was absolutely spectacular.
and it
Doris,
is
Yes.
and Doris, you're a perfect example of this. Leadership is not given. So many times in life, people are waiting for permission. They wait for permission to do this, wait for permission to do that. They wait, they wait their whole life. What I love about you is you didn't wait for any permission. You just said, we're going to do an event, and this is what we're going to do. And then, darn it, here you go. Congratulations.
And this is the beginning of new beginnings. We're going to be doing these all the time. People are going to come. Build and they will come. Remember that old saying, the baseball?
Yep.
Ellen has a question, and Ellen wants to write a book. So, Ellen, I was telling you about Patrick. So, go at it, girlfriend.
Patrick, it's not so much a question as to a comment. I liked what you said at the end. Always end your calls with a challenge, which I haven't done. And, you know, because in my brain, I was like, I don't want to push people. If they want to save, they come to me. If they want to save, they save. But I think it's good to put a challenge. It's not necessarily a negative thing. You are actually creating a sense of urgency for them, and you're challenging them to don't procrastinate, get on the bandwagon, let me help you. For example, just last week, I had a young firefighter whose wife is a housewife, 3 kids, 9, 7, and 2, I think it was. And he came to me saying, well, Ellen, can you give me a quote for life insurance? I said, I don't just give quotes for life insurance. I give you an education so you take care of your holistic ones, and I will educate you on the proper kind of insurance. And so I sent him a worksheet so that I can give him a complimentary, like you said, no cost, no obligation GPS, which is the GPS like in your car. I call it GPS, your financial GPS, which is your guided personal strategy. But what I think now that you said that, to give him a sense of urgency, because it's already been 3 or 4 days, he hadn't filled it out or sent it back to me. And I understand, firefighter, you're busy, but you are a sole breadwinner. You have 3 young kids. You need to have a sense of urgency. And I think if I ended it with a call, with a challenge, it would have been good. So thank you for sharing that. That's now going to give me food for thought to always end it with a challenge. Yeah. Thank
And
you.
remember when you do the challenge is not always to call you, to text you, to do business with you. Maybe the challenge is for them to call their mom and dad that they haven't talked to in a while. Maybe the challenge is for them to get in touch with the loved ones. Maybe the challenge is to go back to church. Maybe the challenge is something else in their life that has nothing to do with you. You're the messenger, and your whole goal as a speaker is for action to occur as a result of your speech.
Very good point. Very, very good point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because it's not about us, it's all about them.
That's right.
Absolutely.
My. I don't know how to close this. This is too deep. I am so honored. And you know, you got to go by faith. If you feel something and you know you're doing something to make a difference, because like you just said, Ellen, it is not about us. It is about the people that need us. And I am just like, I want to close, but I just want to say this much. I am here today because I trusted God with words that came from my heart. I took the Bible as what it says. Go out and help the people, and anything you want, it's yours. I will give you your heart's desire. So I came up with, Lord, I want to change the world, but I says, we can't do it broke. It can't, we need money. So I began to write $9 million under my pillow 12 years ago. I asked God to show me. He put me on the radio, and to show me, I created a story. We all got one, right? And that story came from my life story. I get on there, I tell them, I'm going to write a book. Well, if you put something in the universe, by golly, now don't be like the crooks and the scammers. You go do it if you're doing something to honor God's people. You do that and you're going to get results. It's a given. I went and did it, and God showed me, and the vow, the promise was, let me tell your people, this is easy. Although it can be stressful when you're building, but when you're walking in faith, and that's when I created 61 Miracles, thanks to Dr. Mike Murdock. He was the one that told me, write it and put it somewhere and put a date on it. So I ran under the pillow and put a date on it. I put April 1st, 2014 was the year. And I put on there the first year. That is what God is going to give me in this ministry. That was 12 years ago. See, it didn't happen when I thought it was going to happen. But what I did is when Dr. Mike Murdock introduced them 61 miracles to me, he said every November and December, I'm going to give you the secret to your miracles. Because I've been sharing it ever since he told me. I even tell people in the middle of the year, write them down anyway. But he says November and December are the last 2 months of the year. There's 61 days left. He said that's when God performs miracles. So just like Patrick giving us all these nuggets, I tried it. I said, well, I'm going to do this. And from the story, getting on the radio, creating a story from my life story, I began to say, I got to write a book. And when I got on that radio, I began to do the miracles. Everything I said at the year, I numbered my paper from 1 to 61. And whatever I was thinking within that time, God downloaded ideas, and I wrote them all on paper, one by one. And when I wrote it, the ideas was my heart's desires. And as I wrote them, everything I wrote, wasn't long before you know it, I had a marker and I was marking them off. See, we ain't got because we ain't asking. And we don't have because we are not doing. We got to go educate the people to let them know there is another side. There is another side other than just going to church and worshiping God. See, we worship God too, but we are workers. There's a difference. And the working, being in business, we are bringing knowledge to God's people, and they will choose to follow what you have to offer. Because people are hungry. They need this. Jesus left this command many, many moons ago for us to go out and share. But nobody did it. And we felt maybe they were doing it only indoors, but Jesus said also to go on the outside. So there is where I got my dreams, my vision from, to follow the guidelines of the word. And I'm looking for good people that love God, because God is going to use your love and your knowledge. In the 12 years, in the 7th year, I held the position of Divine Divas on the radio, didn't have a clue where the money would come from. Don't you know when that pandemic hit, God brought me money? Because I have a special needs son. He's total care, and people would come and watch him, and I refused. And for that, you don't know where your money coming from. For me refusing, they paid me to take care of my child all by myself. Oh, it was hard work. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I needed that money to get this company rolling. And I told people, you don't know what God's got for you, but he's not going to give it to you if you're not moving towards an action to give back to his people. So after the 7 years, I created Carlos and Friends. That is a nonprofit. We are going around the world because I trademarked all my businesses. And yes, Patrick, I got problem with Divine Divas. I've been owning it for doggone 11 years now. And people out there using my name. It's all right. But as the time comes, I will reach out and say, why don't we work together since you're using my brand? Let's put these ideas together. You get paid and I get paid, or you're going to have to cease and desist. I don't want to shut them down. I want them to partner up so they can keep being blessed. But whatever they get, if you're using my brand, then I should be rewarded as well. Let's bless one another. And that's what the world is not doing today. Nobody wants to share. You got to partner to do what we need to be doing. So after the Carlos and Friends, 5 months later, this was the 7th year, 5 months later, I created the School of Learning. And that is because of my background. I came up in the racism time, in Jim Crow. We integrated. So back then, 50 years ago, people are not as nice as they are today as they were back then. So anyway, I created the school for the fact that I am just learning a lot, y'all, at the ripe old age of 67. So the point is, it's never too late to learn. So I have that School of Learning. I'm looking for partners. Let's get out here and collaborate and get these people in front of us. And last but not least, as this journey of me with my mind wide open, I created a coaching company, Divine Divas Coaching. So there are positions that are available. We are going to be collaborating all over the world. The value of my company is just be honest. We can go far by being truthful to one another. And if you're honest, that's awesome. That's what I want. So if any of you are here and interested and want to do more and get on my podcast, because I do host a podcast and I like to interview you so the world can hear what you have to say about what you are doing. And then we will spread it all over social media and you will get a copy as well. And the podcast is complimentary because if I help you, you're helping me. So once I give you copies of the show, spread them out. It costs nothing to share. Understand? Well, anyway, that's it. And it's time to get off and let y'all go enjoy the rest of your day. But before we sign off, I would like for the people that's on here, Paul, introduce yourself. Mary, introduce yourself. Emmy and the young man from Pakistan is on here. We got somebody from around the world that is on here, and he has a ministry. So, Paul, go ahead, just a minute to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, geez, I'm a 56-year-old African-American male. I'm retired from computer research at Boeing. I have a PhD in computer engineering, and I switched over to digital video. So I'm going to put a link to all the videos I've shot here online. I'm currently living in Tacoma, Washington with my wife who has a nonprofit, and she also works full-time for SpaceWorks, which is a part of the chamber. And so, yeah, I do a lot of stuff related to video.
Very good. Well, we want to connect with you because that's what this is all about. Surely there's something that you're doing that we all can work and grow together. I know we can. And I thank you, Paul, for coming because you are a new person to the family. And you know what God told me? Don't look to these people that's behind you. Remember Lot and the big old salt, and that woman looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt. Do you
Mhm.
know the Spirit told me I got people behind me, and I'm like, well, why come where they at? God says, don't look behind, move forward.
That's it.
And Paul, you are a forward person. The young man from Pakistan, y'all all new to me. So that's very exciting. So God is showing there is more to come. Mary, tell us about you and your network, baby, because we get to start some networking around here.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, I'm Mary West. I'm the founder of the Mary West Network. It's networking groups that I started over 20 years ago. We have 2 in person, one in Silverdale, Washington, and one in Gig Harbor, Washington. And we also have on Zoom every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific time. That's every week. And then once a month, the second Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. I'm also the producer of the Patrick and Mary Unstoppable Author Interview Series, and that happens every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Patrick Snow, who was just on here, he has helped over 1,500 become authors. So he interviews a different author each week, and it's always so inspiring and so interesting. And Valerie is our fantastic sponsor for that show. So thank you. I live in Paulsville, Washington, across the water from Seattle. I'd love to meet and connect with all of you. Thank you, Doris. This has been a fantastic event.
Oh, thank you, Mary. I'm so honored. I'm happy because now I done started something. I'm not still quitting. Once I get on something good, I'm gonna word the heck out of people now. Okay, my friend Emmy. Come on, Emmy.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Sister Doris, congratulations. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy and proud of you.
I'm happy I know you.
Perfect. And I know God always has his hands in everything we do.
Yes.
And, so super great to be here. So my name is Emmy Saavedra. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. And I have 2 businesses, actually 3 now. One is a dental consulting company. So we help with dental practices, maximize their resources, get their goals done. We're a full service company. I also have a wellness product line, which is the DNA Nutrition Drop Negative Ion. So great alternative for people to be off medications, off from big pharma, and substitute it with really ingredients from the earth, Mother Earth, in the form of candy drops. Number 3, I'm actually a part of a huge community. Miss Doris, we are going to do this, and all of you, we're going to have a conversation. This is the greatest platform. It's a community of communities. So I want to share this with everyone because everything we do in life, everything business that we do here, we can bring it to the community where you have parallel economics and everybody is doing commerce with each other. Whether you like it or not, that's all up to you, but you have access to thousands and thousands of people in a community because that is really what we are. We're bringing all the businesses back to the community instead of giving up to the government, to the big world. We can do this all together and bring family back in. And this is what we're creating, right? So thank you, everyone. And I look forward to connecting with all of you. God bless everyone. And I know this is no accident. I'm here today, even when I'm late, but I had a really important conversation. And so we're here because anything for Miss Doris, you got me.
I sure
That's
love
it.
every last one of you, even the ones I don't know. That's
Yes.
love. That's Jesus. All right, my little friend down here, I just met that post on Facebook. I put a picture of what you sent me, Emmy, a picture of me on the show, and I post on Facebook. We on the show. And a young man reached out to me from Pakistan and said, send me the link. And the name of his Facebook page is Revelation Writer. Revelation Writer, and his name is Sean John. Sean John, would you like to come on and say hi to some new friends that God have put you in front of? Unmute yourself if you like. No, you don't want to come on? Okay, then, well, if he doesn't want to come in, that's fine. But I will be reaching out to everyone on this call to see what you think. Do you want to grow bigger or you want to spread abroad and go the other direction? The call is yours. Paul, I wrote your number down. I'll be reaching out to you and your wife. I will be sending my calendar. The next step is let's book some times and put these events on. And I am booking and planning for next year. You never start at the end, start at the beginning. You hear me? Just like when I started radio in November, they says, no, January, you start the new year. So it's all about new beginnings. God bless each of you. I am overwhelmed with excitement. And that's a good thing. Have a good weekend, everybody. And may God keep us all rich in our spirits and healthy and wealthy. Let's forget, we need that wealth now. And he gonna give it to us too. That's the good thing about it. And can nobody take what God gives us? Remember that. God bless everybody. Have a good weekend and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.